Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, we have my quarter two empties. So this is everything that I've emptied over the course of April, May, and June. So if you want to see everything that I've emptied and my little like mini reviews, and I have a new little system I'm going to try out this month, well this quarter. So if you want to see that and stay tuned, then let's go ahead and get into it. So for this quarter, I decided that we're going to do this a little bit differently. I wanted to try this and separate all of my empties, everything is on top of my desk, into 4 categories. And those categories are going to be things that I would always repurchase, whether they're on sale, full price, whether I find them at Sephora, TJ Maxx, wherever I get these products, I would always repurchase them. Things that I would repurchase, but only if they're on sale. So they'd have to be on a good sale for me to even think about needing them if I was, you know, completely out of whatever category, that category. Things that if I was gifted them, whether that be through influencer, a gift from a friend, things like that, somebody decluttered them to me, I would use them because they're not horrible, but I would never go out of my way to purchase them myself. And last but not least, no. Just no. Things that like, if somebody gifted it to me, I would turn around and gift it to somebody else. I'm not going to repurchase these products. I don't think that they're good. And all of that. So we're gonna save the really good and the really bad for in the end. We're gonna start, I'm thinking we're gonna go, do we want to end on a good note or a bad note? I think a good note. So we'll start with the gifted category. Like I would use these things if somebody gifted them to me, but like I wouldn't go spend my own money on them. But first, the little caveat. These 2 items are kind of not really in any category because I'm not loyal. I have a poof, and these are from Amazon. They're the little triangle poofs. And I have a UBC sponge, which I think I got this through Ipsy. They could really be in any category, to be honest, because I'm just not loyal to any sponge or puff. I'm gonna find whatever's on sale and use these. I liked both of these. I still have, I think this was my last triangle puff from the Amazon set that I had, and they were fine. I would buy them again if I needed to, but, and this was a fine sponge. I didn't hate it. I don't love the teardrop shape. I prefer this shape of sponge where it has the flat side. This is a Real Techniques sponge. So, and personally, I love the Real Techniques sponges, but like if Ipsy has a good sale on sponges, I'll get some Ipsy sponges. So those are kind of bleh. But these products, they're not all bad or horrible. Some of them are fine, but I got this through Influencer. This is the Prada mascara. It's in the shade Nero, which is their black shade. So this is what the wand looks like. So we have no bristles on one side, and then very short, like fuzzy bristles on the other end. I didn't mind the wand. I thought it was really nice. It really got in there very well. This just, what I have found, because I've gotten a few, like, more luxury mascaras through Influencer, I just think luxury mascaras dry up 10 times faster than drugstore mascaras. So I would never in my life go spend Prada money on a mascara. If I was going to buy something from Prada, I'm going to buy something that's going to last, so I would go buy a lipstick. Or I would go buy their foundation or one of their little quads. Like, I just wouldn't spend the money on a Prada mascara. It was fine. And if you have money for it, I think it's an interesting thing to try, but I wouldn't go buy it again. I didn't buy it in the first place, you know? It wasn't horrible, but I think it dried up too quickly. Like, I didn't get the full 3 months of use out of that mascara. We have a little sample from L'Oreal. It's their Midnight Cream. This is just too thick for me. It was fine. It felt fine. It smelled great. It's their Age Perfect Cell Renewal Midnight Cream. Like I said, thought it was, you know, for what it did, it was nice. This was a really nice sample. It's just for my skin, this is way too thick. Like, even though I got 2 uses out of this and I tried to be really thin on the skin, it's just a thick cream. That's the point of this one. And it's just too thick for me. I would go with something else from L'Oreal if I was going to purchase a cream from them. So it wouldn't be that one. But if that's something you're needing or you want a thicker cream, it was nice. From The Ordinary, this is their niacinamide 10% and zinc 1%. I just don't feel like this did anything at all. Felt nice going on the skin, sank in nicely, and I feel like with serums, it's one of those things that like, oh, you'll notice when you stop. Didn't notice anything when I stopped using this. Like, it didn't do anything while I was using it. It didn't help with blemishes. It didn't do anything, so definitely would try some of their other serums, but wouldn't repurchase that guy. We have from Maybelline, this is their Express Brow in medium brown. I love the little wand. It's got, again, like shorter bristles on one side and longer on the other. I got this in a giveaway in this color. This color specifically is just too dark for me. And I just don't think I like tinted brow gels. I would prefer a clear brow gel and then a brow pencil. But this is just, like, even still, it's so goopy. It was so goopy from the very beginning that I wouldn't. No, thank you. No, thank you. We have 2 primers. We have the Maybelline Poreless Jelly. I don't think that this did anything. It wasn't grippy. It didn't blur my pores. It didn't really feel that hydrating. The 2% niacinamide, I used this every day, and I don't feel like that did anything. So I didn't love it. Didn't love it. So I just feel like it fell short on all the things it was supposed to do. And then I also have the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I prefer the putty primer in the pot. I think that that does more for pore blurring than this did. And I didn't like the slight scent that this had. I didn't like the texture of this as well. And I feel like people go one way or the other. Either people like the potted one or they like this one. And I prefer the potted primer to this guy. We have 1 fragrance in this category, and that's the YSL Libre Le Nude. So, does it show me the bottle? No. But this one has notes of, so it's Mediterranean, it's bergamot and green mandarin with orange blossom. So it's an oil and water formula and alcohol free. Personally, I rated it a 6 out of 10. I said that it smelled great, but it didn't last long. And the spray nozzle on this one was absolute trash. Like, it just didn't spray very well to begin with. But I'm not a huge fan of bergamot in fragrances, so just not for me. Wouldn't pay the price for this one in particular, but it smelled fine. 2 more items in this category. We have the Beauty Bakery Flower Setting Powder, and I had mine in the shade Oat, which is their translucent shade. I took the sifter out and everything. It was fine, but I don't feel like it did anything. It didn't help blur, it didn't mattify, it didn't help keep oils at bay. Like, it literally just set your makeup, and that was it. And I would just prefer my setting powder to do something. To be fair, this was old, and no thank you. Used it up, and that was it. This is just all of personal preference. This is the Uoma by Sharon C. Flawless IRL Bronzer in the shade Shady. It's because of the packaging. I no longer like cream products in this, like, potted compact. I prefer either liquids or sticks. I just don't want to have to either dip my finger into here or dip my sponge into these kind of products. This product itself was absolutely lovely, and I don't think the brand is a brand anymore either, so you can't get this to begin with. But I don't like these kind of compacts anymore, which is why I wouldn't repurchase this. But if somebody gifted this to me, I would absolutely use it, because the shade in this formula was lovely. Oh, and last but not least, I did put this in here. This is my Alamar Cosmetics Hydrating Complexion Trio, and this month I finished the setting shade. It's the shade Rise and Grind. So all we have left is to work on this one. I didn't finish this one myself, so we're not going to talk about that one, but I did finish this on my own, so now we're working on this guy. And this is in the I wouldn't repurchase this category because I don't have to. DW from Dub's Beauty Diary actually sent me one of these, so I have a whole backup. So I don't need to repurchase one. And I just don't like face palettes enough to, once I go through this and I have that one, like, I don't need any more than that. Because the shade Cafe Con Leche does not work for me, so really I just have a face duo. And so I don't need any more of these personally, but I'm very happy that I have a second one because I do obviously really like it, but I would not purchase another one of these, but I am very happy to have a second one. But I didn't want to tell you guys about it because it is an empty. I did empty this face powder and I'm very, very proud of that. So got that guy in there. So now to move on to a happier note. Coffee. Nutter Butter coffee. These are all products that I would purchase if they were on sale only, and probably only if, like, I absolutely needed them. I got this through Influencer. This is the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream, their Barrier Boost. So this was a repair moisturizer. I did finish this. This was lovely. It was on the thicker side, but it felt really, really nice on the skin. I did really enjoy it. I just know IT Cosmetics is a little on the pricier side when it comes to moisturizers in skincare. But I would think about repurchasing this, or maybe one of their other creams if they were on sale. Then I had a whole week's worth of free samples. These were from Sunday Riley, and it's their Good Genes lactic acid treatment. Now, I did really like this. I did. But this is so expensive. Like, so expensive for what it is. So unless this was on, like, an amazing sale, I would never go out of my way to purchase this. But it was so good. I did really, really enjoy getting to use it. This was something else I got from Influencer. This is the Dr. Jart Firming Bakuchiol Serum. This was lovely. This is probably one of the best, like, retinol alternative serums I've ever used. And I almost put this in the repurchase always, but Dr. Jart is a little bit expensive. And I just don't feel I always need a retinol, because retinol itself is too harsh on my skin, so I do use the Bakuchiol serums instead. And this also has collagen peptides and glycerin in it, and this was so lovely. I absolutely, absolutely adored this. So if this was on sale, it would be something I would pick up. Then we have another item I got, this is the last one for this category, that I got from Influencer. This is from Way. And this is their Detox Face Cleanser. Mine is disgusting. I'm so sorry. It's a cleanser, so it sits on my counter, and I use it to wash my face after I take off makeup. But one, love the pump. Love the pump on a cleanser. Two, it really was just a gentle cleanser. It had just a nice scent. Just like a clean, fresh, like soap scent. And it just bubbled up nicely. It didn't strip the skin. Like, this was beautiful on the face. Lovely, nice cleanser. We have, so this was a 4-pack of wipes that came together. And these are from Beauty Concepts. And I get these at Marshall's. They were $5. And, you know, because I feel like that's technically on sale. I don't think they come, yeah, it says $8. I like the Beauty Concepts wipes. I think that they're really nice. So when I find Beauty Concepts wipes at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, I would pick them up. I don't think I'd pay full price for them because $8, I mean, $8 still isn't bad. But they're not my favorite wipes to use. But I don't mind. I like the pretty packaging. So we had lemon verbena, which was yummy. The citrus and mint scent I did not enjoy. The lime zest was gorgeous. It smelled like Clorox wipes, and I loved it. And then the aloe vera was fine. It barely had a scent. But this was a great 4-pack of wipes. Very much enjoyed it. Then we had, and this has hair everywhere. This is from Base Blue, and it is their microfine brow pencil, and I had mine in the shade 02. This was gorgeous and lovely. It was the perfect shade for my brows. It really was a microfine brow pencil. It has a triangle tip. We had the spoolie on it. Loved this. My only complaint, which is why this is in the I would repurchase it, but if it was on sale category, is because I only got 2 weeks of use out of this, and then it was an empty. And it only broke off once while using it. So, not a lot of product in here, and that's frustrating. So the very last item for this category is my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This one is in the shade 2 Neutral, and this is in this category because I did really enjoy this formula, but I hated this shade. This shade was horrible. It oxidizes terribly, which is wild because it's the shade 2 Neutral. I got this through BoxyCharm, which is, you know, they picked the shade for me. But if this was on super sale and I could get it in a lighter shade, I would think about repurchasing this because I did really like the formula of this overall. Oh, my lips are so dry because of the pigment that I have on them. Let's see, can I add a gloss? We gotta wipe that guy off. Could have just used a reusable doe foot, but you know. It's fine. Hopefully that'll feel just a little bit better. So now we're gonna go into the I would never repurchase these. I wouldn't use them again. I did not like them re-category. Which doesn't have a whole lot, but it's got some things. So we're going to start with some more wipes. These are from Mask Lab. It was a 3-pack, and I'm using the last one right now. So we have aloe vera, which was hydrating and soothing, and these wipes just... So I have one out right here, because like I said, I'm using the watermelon ones right now. And just the texture, they're so thin, they rip. They're not wet in the slightest, and they're just awful. They're horrible. And then these ones were the worst. The pineapple ones, these were so dry and awful. I got these from Marshall's, and I would never repurchase these. Terrible. We have the Wing Me Brow Gel. It was a clear brow gel. You know how that goes. Was clear, isn't now. I did really like this applicator, but the gel itself, it just never really dried down. And I didn't like that, and it just... I think if you're going to have a clear brow gel, you shouldn't have transparent packaging, because, like, this just looks disgusting. So I just didn't like the formula. Loved the spoolie, but no thank you. This is from Ipsy, so it's the Pretty Vulgar Foundation. Loved the foundation. Thought the shade was nice, but this is discontinued. Been discontinued for a long time. The brand's no longer a brand. You can only get like a couple of their things on Amazon. So it was just weird to me to get this through Ipsy and just like, no thank you. No thank you. I do have one fragrance, and it's a Skylar fragrance, which makes me so sad that I didn't enjoy this, because I really do love Skylar fragrances. That's what the bottle would look like full size. So this is Lime Sands, and the notes are lime, sea salt, and coconut water, which when I saw that, I was like, yes, please. That sounds delicious. But I rated it a 3 out of 10 because it smells like lime margarita mix. In a good way. Summer in a bottle, but it lasts for 2 seconds. No thank you. So great scent, but doesn't last, and yeah, so nope. We have, this is from La Palette Beauty. It's their Hydro Blue Petal Serum Toner. So couldn't even get the last bit of it out because it's so thick, and it does have actual petals in it, if you can see that. I use a toner every day because I have oily skin and I gotta get that gunk out of my pores. This, in my opinion, is more of a serum than a toner because it did not do its job as a toner. It just would not sink into a cotton round. It did not pull anything out of my pores. But I didn't like it as a serum either. It just, this was not a good time. Did not enjoy that. And last but not least, for the I would not repurchase category, this is from Milk Makeup, and this is their Pore Eclipse Matte Setting Spray. So I got this from Marshall's. The setting spray itself was nice. It's the packaging that sucks. Mine leaks. It did leak everywhere, constantly. When you would spray it, it would sputter really, really badly. Like it had a horrible nozzle. And it just, the component was terrible. The setting spray itself was great, and I did like it, but the component was bad. So, no thank you. And then we're going to end on a good note. These are all things that I've absolutely loved and enjoyed and would repurchase anytime, anywhere if needed. And we'll start with more wipes. I go through, listen, this is over a 3-month period. You got to remember that. These are from the Cream Shop, or the Creme Shop. Yeah, the Creme Shop. And these are their extra large wipes. These are huge. And this one is my favorite, like, scent. These are the charcoal and lemon ones. They're so big. They're so juicy. They're so good. I adore these wipes. They have a green pack, which I think is aloe vera. Those ones aren't as good. I don't like those ones as much. These are the ones. If you see these ones, these. 87 out of 10. These. I do have one mascara that I really did love. This is from Ciate London, and it's their Triple Threat Mascara in brown. Loved the fact that it was brown. This is what the wand looked like. It's a little spiky plastic wand. It actually went on a nice chocolatey brown, and I loved that. I want more brown mascaras in my life, especially browns that are actually brown and not brown black. But this formula was beautiful. I actually got the full 3 months out of it. I thought that it was nice. I hate that, like, it was a BoxyCharm thing. I know I could find it on Mercari and stuff, but, you know, it was nice. I enjoyed it. I have a sheet mask, and it was a 2-step sheet mask, which I normally don't do. So this is from, what's the brand? Home Aesthetic Program. And this is their Dressing Hydrogel Mask, and it's their Collagen Riedel Shot. So, step 1 is their Collagen Riedel Shot, so it's the serum. You put the serum all over your face, and I think you let it sit. Oh, I had till 2027 to use this. That's nice. But I have the serum in my skincare. So I was like, let me try the mask, because if I don't sit well with the mask, I was going to give the serum away. So you let the serum sit, and then you put, this is what the mask looked like. It was a 2-part sheet mask. So you had like the jaw section and then the eye nose section, which was also really nice. And the mask itself was nourishing and moisturizing. And you left this on, where does it tell me? You're really not gonna tell me? I think I had to Google it. Because everything on here... Oh no, it's right here. For 40 minutes. That is so long. I don't think I've ever left a sheet mask on for 40 minutes. It was a wonderful sheet mask. 10 out of 10. Would buy it. It was very nice. I have a shadow stick. My brain just went completely blank. This is from Julep Beauty, and this is their cream to powder eyeshadow stick in the shade Desert Matte. That is all that's left. That's all the way rolled up. I can give you a swatch. It's literally right here. It's my skin tone. I have bought a new one. I'm currently working on 2. I'm trying to finish this one. The other one's only in for usage. But I'm almost done. I'm so close. I think I have maybe 15 uses, maybe. And this is Clay Matte. I wouldn't repurchase this shade just because it's darker and it's pink. But love these. Love these so much. I just used for the first time today the white one. And love, 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 love these. And they come in so many shades. They have shimmers, they have mattes. Lovely. So this was a single shadow from that DW made me. From the Colourpop Find the Book highlight from the Hocus Pocus, from the Hocus Pocus collab. And I finished it. So it is an empty. I don't have to repurchase this, but I would because I loved it. It was gorgeous. But she sent me the whole thing. So I do have the full size, which means this pan counts because I finished this guy. But yeah, this guy's an empty. So I finished that cream highlighter. Let me get that off my hand. We have this little mini, this is from Danessa Myricks, and it's the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. I do want to buy a full size of this because I actually really enjoyed this as a primer. I thought it was really nice. I didn't like the Universal Balm Powder, in the pot, but this was really wonderful, and I would love to have a full size of it. We have from e.l.f., this is the Stay Cool Primer Stick. This was so cooling and refreshing. Not only as like a primer all over the face, but specifically on the under eyes, and this is like $5. I want to purchase this again, and I want to purchase it to specifically have it for my under eyes. I already miss this so much. I think I got this in Influencer, if I'm not mistaken. We have from Innisfree, this is their Green Tea Enzyme Vitamin C Brightening Serum. This was lovely. I would purchase a full size of this. It's not often that I find a vitamin C serum that I actually enjoy, but this was nice. Innisfree does a lot of like really nice skincare items, and this was beautiful. 10 out of 10. I just finished this. This was my last empty of the quarter. This is from Versed, and this is their Dew Point Moisturizing Gel Cream. This is green tea extract and aloe leaf juice. This was beautiful. It's not something that I would use like in the winter because it's a water cream, but the only thing I don't like is the squeezy tube having to do that. But otherwise, like the formula itself, beautiful. It's like $15, also beautiful. Really, really nice. So would repurchase. I'll probably wait till spring, summer next year to get it again, unless I find something else. But like I would repurchase it if I needed to. And these last two items are other things I got from Influencer. So we have the Urban Decay All Nighter. Love it. It's one of my favorite setting sprays. I do want to try some of the other ones, like the vitamin C, the dewy one, which I think is watermelon, the pink one. But like this one, the original, I've gone through, this is my 3rd bottle. I love this so much, and I don't have one currently in my collection, which makes me very upset. But this one was from Influencer, and I do love it. It's fantastic. It's my go-to fantastic, amazing setting spray. And last, but certainly not least, if you've been here this whole time, thank you so much. I appreciate you. This was from Influencer, and this is the Ban, B-A-N, Body. And this is the Stay Dry Private Parts Deodorizing Lotion. So it was a pump, which I really liked. And so this was just like an all-over body lotion. But like an all-over deodorant. So I am a fat person. So I have rolls. So sometimes they sweat. And this was good for that. That's what I use this for. Chub rub, sweaty under boob. That's the kind of thing I use this for. And I honestly miss it. This is wonderful. So it literally says odor control, skin wellness, safe for bits. So loved it. Because some all over deodorants and things, like they can sting the more sensitive bits. But this didn't, and it was great. And I loved that it was more of a lotion, and it dried instantly. Like as soon as you rubbed it in, it dried. It didn't really have a scent. If it did, it was just kind of like that baby powdery, like fresh scent. But it was just nice. It lasted forever. I think I had this for almost a full year. And it's cruelty-free and vegan, in case, you know, for those out there that matters. This is nice. I don't know how much this is, but I would definitely repurchase because I've used a couple different brands of, like, all-over body deodorant, and I still like this better. So, miss it. I miss this greatly. But this was wonderful, especially for chub rub, sweat, things like that. So those are all of my empties for Q2. Can't believe we're halfway through the year. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I always love watching a good empties video. But I appreciate you being here with me. Let me know what you thought about, like, breaking it up into the 4 little categories, because I thought it was fun, but if you guys didn't care, I don't have to do it that way. But that's going to do it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.